Hello everyone, this is Rachel here, the Modern Shaman. Thanks for being with me for another YouTube video. If you haven't already checked out my website, I always encourage you to do so. That's themodernshaman.net. There's a lot of wonderful resources there, ways that you can connect with me for one-on-one sessions, whether it be for healing or for seership, as well as all of my masterclasses to continue your type of education, learning this spiritual understanding and really connecting and integrating it into your life. Just helping you utilize your own spiritual gifts. I feel like so many of us are connected. We are aware of the energetic world, but we don't really know the language of that. We don't really know how to control or navigate it. We don't really know how to play in those realms, how to have a sense of confidence in what is true for us. So my masterclass is created really to strengthen and bring your gifts out and then drive home that confidence of walking in it every day of your life. So you know without a shadow of a doubt what you're capable of and you are expressing and living that in your everyday life. So yeah, it's an awesome program. My heart is in it. Okay, let me get to the question of this week that you guys sent in. Oh, I love this one because this one came in perfect time for the holidays. And it says, "Hi, Rachel. I love your channel. I feel like you are perfectly blended with the grounding and spiritual focus." Thank you. Thank you very much. I totally relate to that, actually. I feel like I've always really connected with spiritual mentors that have a sense of humanity, I guess, or groundedness, authenticity, genuineness, and that sincere heart in what they're doing. So I love it. Okay, it says, "On that note, I would love some advice on how to spiritually prepare for the holidays. I feel like my anxiety always takes over and I want to be proactive this year to spiritually prepare. What are some things I can do for myself and my family?" Fun one. I don't think anyone's ever asked that. So you're number one. You're the first one asking this question. And okay, I'll give you a few little tidbits of advice. The first thing I would say is to set intentions. Intentions, similar to the way that we set goals, are powerfully aligning. They help us kind of rein ourselves back into where we want to be because we set them. We are the creator of those intentions. And every time that we create them, stand in them, amplify them, align with them, we gain strength of our own sovereign power and sovereign sense of alignment. And it's that sense of peace that we get from like being and acting and thinking in harmony with what we truly want. Because so often the immediacy of the needs of things that are busy or chaotic or require a lot of us, demanding schedules, all of that happens during the holiday season will make us feel out of balance because we essentially lose harmony with our sense of self and our alignment and remembering those intentions for ourselves, what we really want out of our time during the holidays. So that's my first piece of advice would be set some intentions and then write them on like a sticky note or a piece of paper that you can tape in your mirror and read them every day. Read them out loud, even more powerful. The strength of the energy through our vocal cords is so important. We often overlook that, but to take something that you read and to say it out loud, saying your prayers out loud, saying your intentions out loud, saying your goals out loud, saying your hopes and your dreams, this is what takes something from the mundane into the ceremonial, right? You think about your wedding vows. I'm sure that you've told that person many times how you felt about him before you stand up there on the altar. But when you're on the altar and you're stating those things out loud, the energy and the amplitude, right? The power behind what you're saying is truly strengthened. And this is what moves the energy of the intentions into the non-physical realm to take hold. So write your intentions, put them somewhere where you see them, and then say them out loud every day. especially during the holidays, because we need this. Again, it's kind of like a horse's rein. It like pulls us back into, this is what I really want to focus on during this time, you know, and it will really help. So when you sit down, think about it. Like, what do I genuinely want, right? Here's one. You could say, I pray that I hold a heart and expression of peacefulness in all that I do, and that everyone feel my sense of generosity, love, family, and unity in all that I do. Boom. That's a good one. That's a heart-centered, family-centric intention of just like, this is my prayer. This is what I want to happen. This is how I want to live out this time with my family. And then again, say it every day. It's a good one. Okay, the next thing I would recommend to your question is to clean out your household, especially if you have people coming into your household. So by clean it, I mean energetically clean it. I would sage your house before. This is also part of preparing and being proactive in your own soul, right? Of saying this space is going to be intentional. It is going to be open, and essentially anything that's heavy or lingering or dense or stressful energetically in your space. Because all of us know we can feel it in a household where we walk in and it's just kind of like tense and chaotic, and there's no sense of harmony or joy or love, and it doesn't feel homey, right? That can often happen during the holidays because there's so much coming and going and busyness. So stopping yourself before you bring others into your household, or maybe all during the holidays, a regular weekly clearing, getting out the sage, Palo Santo, and really starting at your threshold. You know the drill. If you don't know how to sage your house, I have a video on that, on how to sage. And I literally walk you through in my house how to do it. It's not hard, but sometimes people just miss little things and they'll be like, why didn't it work? So if you're not sure, watch that video, like opening the windows or keeping your doors open. I can't tell you how many people will say they sage and they forget to open their windows, and like all that energy just sits inside the house. It's like you clear it and it just wants to go out, but it has no way of moving out. So make sure that you know what you're doing. Watch the video if you need to watch it. That's my encouragement as my second piece of advice, is to sage where you're going to have people in, and just keeping your own household energy, feeling open and clear. Saging also starts with intentions, right? Setting that intention. And you can even go a step further if you're concerned about family energy being kind of intense or dramatic. And you can put salt on your threshold, like underneath your mat, your welcome mat. Put salt in there as a threshold liner that amplifies energetically. So salt and crystals and all of these things, they work just in their geological function, right? Similar to the way that scientifically we know that dark or black things absorb light. There is a natural quality to stones. If you study stones, maybe you're already familiar with that, but salts and selenite and the crystals also amplify light. So it's great to have as a threshold liner to just set that intention, that salt, that things be amplified in the light. I want light coming into this house. I want all things that are good and buoyant and of a higher vibrational intensity to come through this threshold. That's what I want to amplify when those are in my household. So that's another great thing to do, just to kind of take an extra step. You can also put hematite or black stones, magnetic stones, around the house or around where you know that family is going to congregate, whether it's in the kitchen. You don't have to do this, obviously. Like, you can put it in cabinets or underneath couches or things like this, but it just keeps that absorbency of any negative energy, right? So we have kyanite, we have black tourmaline, we have, I already said, well, labradorite, that's psychic energy. That there's a lot of stones that will naturally absorb basalt, volcanic rock, shungite. I could just, hematite's one of my favorite because of the iron component and the magnetic component. It really pulls. It has a magnetic aspect to it. So I use it all the time in my healings, especially for healings with bloodlines. I've talked about that before in other videos. So if you're having ancestral trauma or you have trauma in the family where just like people tend to get kind of intense with one another, hematite's a great stone to have around and to kind of put in placement where you know that people are going to congregate and energy might be intense. I don't know about you guys, but that's always around our kitchen. You know, there's like, kitchen has a warmth to it and there's a lot of fire energy in there. Just in terms of your elementals, you know, we're cooking, all the ovens are turned on, the boilers are turned on, and oftentimes the heated conversations happen in there. Fire energy is catalytic, we know this. It can be warming like a hearth, but it can also create some catalytic response in people. And so a great balancer of that is grounding stones in those areas like hematite, shungite, black kyanite. Those are some of my favorites. Black tourmaline. Okay, let me see. The third thing I would say is to plan some downtime in nature. When you talk about anxiety, okay, and I help clients with anxiety all the time, anxiety energy is electrical when it gets going, okay? It's almost like static electricity in the body, and it hovers typically right around here over the higher heart chakra, the thymus, and the lower throat chakra, right here. Now, in order to ground electrical energy, what do we do to a grounding cord, or what do we do to our electrical cords? We connect them into the earth, right? And this is what you need to plan in. If you know that you tend to have anxiety or be an anxious person, especially around the holidays, plan time in nature. Even if it's cold, you just bundle up, you put on, you know, a raincoat, a parka, a sweatshirt, you just layer up and you get your butt outside. If you get your booty outside, I promise you, it distills anxiety energy. It diffuses that electrical charge the longer you are out in nature, grounding yourself in nature. So, but you have to plan it, because we all know during the holidays you get so busy that you don't have time to do something that is not in the books, right? So plan it. Give yourself time to do that, particularly before and after you're going to be around situations, whether it's social situations or mental situations or family situations that are going to cause or exacerbate your anxiety, okay? It's an easy way to diffuse and ground that energetic charge that you get from anxiety. Okay, the last thing I'll say, and I'll try to keep this video short, is music. Music is so powerful, and it is readily available during the holidays. Even if it's like classical music, I would get music to be a part of keeping you aligned during the season, because putting on, even if it's like just tones, like frequencies, if it's chimes, if it's holiday singing, if it's like I said, symphony or classical music, things that already direct your subconscious underlying energetic flow in the direction you want it to go. When you have that going in the household, it creates a sense of harmony, of like, we're all in this same mood, we're all in this same energy, and this is the energy that we're putting out there. So you can really utilize that during the holidays. It's very easy to do it. So those are my pieces of advice. And I hope that's helpful to you during this holiday season. I'm going to sign off here. I'll be back, you guys, with another video next week. Blessings.